No, I can't see that.
Nice.
What is that up on?
Do you have bad eyesight?
No, I choose to have my text bigger because I like it. Yes, I have bad eyesight. It's horrible. It's getting so much worse.
You know, you could go to the doctor and get thicker lenses.
Here's what I don't like. They invade my space. In today's technology, for some reason, when checking one's walnut, for guys, 2025, and you still gotta, I don't know, Lewis and Clark my body with a finger to test that. We can't do it now with pictures or blood tests.
They don't do that anymore. They don't go up there and check it like that anymore.
What do they do now? Just get a gypsy to smell you and see if they...
Yeah, they just...
Can you say gypsy, Bob?
I think they do the PSA.
He said I could say gypsy.
Gypsy?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't say gypsy around my aunt and uncle.
They gypsies?
They're gypsies. They don't like that. They don't like that.
When you were growing up, did they always steal loose change? That's what I'm told they're known for.
They just,
They go through cupboards also. You gotta be careful.
They would do things like, I'd ask them for a quarter to put in a gumball machine, and then the gumball would come out, and they would insist on biting half of it and giving half of it to me and keeping the other half in their mouth. And as like a 7-year-old kid, I'm like, "You're gonna take my gumball, gypsy uncle?"
Wait, did you ever have a talk with your family that why are there gypsies here? And like there's always just like carcasses of game hen outside. I assume they just on the road are constantly gathering game hen.
Yeah, I didn't even know they were gypsies until much later when my mother used that term. It's like, oh yeah, well they're gypsies. I'm like, what does that mean?
What did it mean? What was the description your mother gave you? Are we on, by the way? Is this you and I bullshitting?
Oh goodness, I wonder if we're rolling. I guess
we good, Bobby?
Yeah, we're on. No, literally, my mother used to do things
twirl for me, Bob. Twirl for daddy. Oh, I can't say that finger on air. It's the middle one.
My mother would say things like, "Go get the dictionary," and then I'd look it up. That was for everything. And she would say things like, every time that you hear an adult use a word that you don't know what it means, look it up, look it up, look it up, all the time.
Did the Webster's Dictionary have blowjob in it?
I didn't know about that word until just recently.
I believe you. I truly do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Quickest $50 you ever made, I bet.
Speaking
I did?
Speaking of that.
What are we doing?
Is that more...
Gypsies?
Yeah, do you think... I was thinking about jobs today.
Okay.
About like what jobs... Speaking of jobs. I was thinking about what jobs men do traditionally, what jobs women do traditionally. And I started having a conversation about this with one of my coworkers. And she got all fired up. She got all pissy because I was saying things like, well, you know, she's one of those that says things like, all jobs are for everybody all the time. You can't discriminate based on gender. So there's no such thing as like a job for men and a job for women. This is what my coworker says. And I say bull crap to that. I think there are jobs for men and jobs for women. And then I think, like for example, like doing the dishes. I'm going to go off.
I can't say much about this.
Because you don't do the dishes?
No, Bob said I have to behave.
Oh no, be yourself.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, you are.
I appreciate
you are
it. Dave, thumbs up.
You might get canceled eventually.
He never looks at me anymore.
I told you he's done. He's done with you.
What about washing dishes though? I'm interested to see how far, deep of a hole you can dig yourself.
Okay, so I think that washing dishes is theoretically a 50-50 type job.
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I mean, there's really nothing funny to say. It's not out of. It's mostly out of necessity because if you don't, you've got just a sink of dirty dishes. So I mean, yeah, 50-50 is more than fair, I suppose.
Now, what about cooking?
I think that's a skill set. I think that some people are better at it than others.
Why do men tend to do the grilling between, let's say, husband and wife? They're married, and for some reason, it seems to be the man out at the grill. Why does the woman a lot of times, maybe I'm digging a hole for myself, just saying like, this is how my life is.
No, you know why guys cook outside? Because inside is where the noise comes from. And it's just 35 minutes of peace and quiet.
So, okay, the greatest chefs in the world, are they predominantly men or predominantly women?
The only answer that I can give is just based off what the media puts out there on television. And for the most part, It's a male dominant driven field, but just on television. I feel like I think that there's an equal amount of great women cooks as there are. I mean, again, that you
think the media is driving?
No,
male chefs on TV.
I think that at the time, think about when all those chef shows were out. Like what started it? You had that absolute psychopath Guy Fieri, which, by the way, it's not his name. It's like Heckelman or something like that, I believe. I don't know that Fieri's right, but you either hate him or you like him. But like the show itself, that Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives was, anyone could have done that job, but for some reason his personality made it work. And I think that just kind of went on with the cooking shows back in the day.
The only female chef I remember as a child was Julia
Child, yeah.
Yeah, she had kind of did she have a weird voice? I feel like her voice was a little weird.
I mean, she was the mother of Mary Poppins, right?
Yeah, Betty Crocker.
No. Is that right?
I don't know.
I don't use Betty Crocker anymore.
No.
Her ideals don't align with
mine.
Okay,
let's just talk about male-dominated fields jobs. So
Special Forces,
I'm
the military.
I'm gonna go with chef.
Oh, well, I mean,
how about engineering? How about engineers?
Again, everyone. No. I mean, that is.
Is that both?
It is both. I mean, the brain works very differently, obviously, but when it comes to something in a specific field like the engineering, I'm sure that there are outside the box thinkers, but for the most part, say engineering, mathematics, and science take over, and in the end, there's only one result, and that is the right answer to make whatever they're trying to make work.
Construction workers. Male-dominated or female?
Well, of course, male-dominated. Of course.
Why?
It's a shitty job. It's a hard job.
Why do the men have to do the shitty jobs?
Physically, they're just bigger by DNA makeup for the most part.
Oh, just because they're bigger.
I mean, it's just it's a.
Not necessarily.
When was the last time you saw a woman hauling two? What do you call it? The shingles, like bundles of shingles up a ladder?
Shingles.
Shingles. Oh, I know, right? That's a horrible callback. I hate everything about what you're saying right now. PTSD.
I was talking to Mike Shull about this.
Oh God, he's the worst.
I told Mike Shull, Mike, did you like that? And did you like that episode? And Mike Shull was just laughing hysterically. He was just smiling. He goes, rickets.
Rickets.
He goes, Klitz didn't like it when you kept on saying rickets, Frank.
It's a hard word to say. It's a sharp word. Rickets.
Okay, what about baseball?
What about baseball?
Male dominated, female dominated.
Not for nothing, never thought of this before, but like it's one of the few sports that doesn't have a woman division.
Baseball doesn't have a woman division.
Like every other sport does, I think. There's women's hockey and.
Why does baseball not have a women's division? With all of the feminist outcry and outrage out there.
Imagine your mom.
Why have they not fixed this?
Imagine your mother stepping out into the batter's box against David Wells or Paul Skeens, and she just eats a fastball, catches it with her face. A man's going to take that different than a woman. A woman, I mean, everything's different. Bone density, that might smash the face in. You hit a man in the face, it's going to swell up a bit.
Well, as far as sports, so football, there's no women's division.
You remember back in the day when MTV tried to do that? Was it MTV?
Was it Powder Puff?
It was the broads in the like bikinis and stuff like that out there playing football. I forget the league name, like lingerie football leaguers. I don't know. It was so terrible, man. I mean, that was right on the cusp before women were like, all right, assholes, like this is over. Like this is when what was it? Me Too movement? Is that what it was?
It was.
And listen, warranted. I mean, that Weinstein, that little penguin-looking son of a bitch, what a creep. I'm glad he's getting what he's getting. You know what I mean? I don't condone that at all. That's crazy. But, they didn't want to be out there in, outfits, scantily dressed, getting hit. I mean, come on, that's crazy.
So let's talk about the trades. How about plumbers? Is it more male-dominated or female-dominated?
I had a plumber come over recently, and there was a female assistant, so learning the trade. So it was the first time I'd ever seen that. It's fine. I don't give a shit. I mean,
electricians, male dominated or female dominated?
For the most part, I would say. I mean, I've never seen a female on a construction site with
linemen in the union.
I'll be honest. I don't know that I've ever seen a lineman in action.
Oh, they're out there. They're out there.
Have you ever seen two Native American midgets? No one has.
No.
I've never seen alignment. I feel like it's myth.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's just such an interesting world that we live in. I think there are men's jobs and women's jobs. Nobody will tell me what a woman is.
I could never be a surrogate.
You couldn't? You couldn't be a surrogate? What do you mean?
I mean,
oh, you talk about for like having a baby?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So there you go.
What would happen if modern technology, like let's say Elon Musk puts the Neuralink in there, and then they go, we can grow you the uterus, and then you could get all the injections.
No, it sounds god awful. None of that sounds fun. I mean, my wife is a trooper. I mean, 3 kiddos. Your wife, same, 3 kiddos.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, I mean, again, I couldn't do what they did. So I mean, same thing. I give them all the credit in the world. I think one day I was busting Carrie's balls, and I don't know. I was like, "What did you even do today?" Just joking around. A pregnant woman, hormones up and down, and she was like, "I made an arm," and I was like, "Yeah, you did." Like I didn't do anything that equals that. Like I made a few sales, I guess, but yeah, you're straight out there just growing parts like Deadpool.
Yeah, I think it's amazing that it's kind of a miracle that we can make babies. Well, okay. So, you know how Henry VIII used to off his women for not producing a male heir? Did you hear about that? King Henry VIII back in the day used to he would get married to somebody, and he would or sexually assault a woman, whatever, and then when she couldn't produce a male, he would chop her head off. This is back in the.
I used to read like Far Side comics on for bathroom reading. You're over
this
here.
Is what I read about.
Yeah,
this is what I'm about.
God, I really want pork chops, but let's see what Vlad the Impaler's been up to. That was my Frankie. It was for some reason I did like a Keanu Reeves thing.
You did?
Yeah, it was odd.
That was good.
It wasn't bad. I've done better.
How do you feel about the fact that women are not when they're pregnant?
Yeah.
Do you think how long are they pregnant? How many months?
I mean, I was in there for 14 months.
No, you weren't.
Full head of teeth when I came out.
Oh, I can see you doing that. Yeah. But you know about the whole lie about how long a woman's pregnant? Have you heard 9 months?
That's what it is.
It's not.
Oh,
it's 10.
Listen,
it's a lie. Google it. Oh, by the way, you owe me $100 from that last.
I disagree.
That last pod.
You need to call your doctor. Dr. Kim, is it?
Dr. Kim.
Yeah, call him.
Awesome. He's awesome.
Please do me a favor.
He'll probably.
I will give you $100 on camera if you call Dr. Kim and ask him if your buddy can just willy-nilly show up at the age of 46 and get. I'm not doing this again with you. But call Kim on your off time and let me know what happens. He's going to tell you I'm going to need. I'm not doing this, folks. This is twice he's drugged me into this shit.
He's probably going to tell me that you're right.
Of course he is.
So I'm not going to call Dr. Kim. I'm going to call a lesser doctor that doesn't know much.
Can we use a different doctor?
Yeah.
Like from Blessing or something.
Yeah, for sure. Let's not get into trouble again.
No.
We got into so much trouble from that last pod.
It's really something.
And
I hate taking those calls.
And I can tell that Bob talked to you.
How so?
Because your energy's not really
right now
where it is. Yeah.
Oh, I'm a fireball. I'm a firecracker.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Your energy level's a little low. You're kind of bringing my energy level down.
I came in hot. What are you talking about? I came in hot as hell.
You did.
I mean, on fire, not even prepared, and hit you with.
That's true.
Let's move on.
That's true.
Listen. Did we talk about the text thing? Was that going?
Let's talk about it.
When we were doing that?
Let's talk about it.
We don't have to talk about it. It's just it's one of those times in life that I never thought that I'd ever get to, and when I stumbled upon it today, I was like, what am I doing? Why am I straining? And I've got an appointment to get new glasses. I know it's an easy fix. I dig it, but it was nice to see that they're doing stuff out there for the partially impaired vision people.
I mean, that's crazy how big you can make everything.
See what you did there?
My grandmother could see this.
Now, if you would just show me the settings instead of selfies that you've taken, that'd be
you don't want to see.
fantastic.
Ooh, sorry about this one.
You could hitchhike with that thing.
Yeah, that's a good one. But how you been? It's been a couple weeks since I've seen you.
2 weeks on the dot.
Have you gone anywhere? Have you traveled anywhere?
I have for work, but it's boring.
Did you fly a plane? Did you fly in a plane?
Did not. You know what we haven't talked about is Hooligans. We were talking about work real quick, right?
Let's talk about Hooligans for a minute, because I want to hear about it.
We're doing something silly. We're going to do something silly. We're going to do a ladies' nights. Hopefully in the next 3 weeks, we're going to announce that. We'll get it out there. But we're going to do a vibrator races. where you come in for the ladies' nights. We might call them something different, something more pleasing to the ear, like Bob races, the Bob Championships,
Okay.
the battery-operated boyfriends.
Oh.
And get a slew of those, and then you randomly draw one. You pay some money, like a dart league or like a pool league, and at the end of the night, after all the races, whoever has the most wins takes home the prize money.
So can you openly or discreetly
So weird
talk
to
about
say it out loud.
Yeah. So what is a vibrator race?
Yeah, so
It's not like a circle jerk.
no, well, come on, these things are on.
Oh, we're recording.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
You turn them on, you set them down, they bounce down a pre-made little angled raceway, and as they do what a vibrator do, they eventually make their way down to the bottom, and the first one at the bottom, the jockey of that horse, gets to pick it up in victory and move on to the next round.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is being done at Hooligans?
Hooligans, yes. Yeah, it's weird when you say it out loud.
It is.
But here's the thing.
This is the reason why you called your bar Hooligans. This is part of the reason.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
of this kind of stuff.
It's something different. I think that in a world where the bar scenes are much different than they were when we were youngins, you have to do different things to, I don't know, see if it works, test the waters. Imagine if we had 1-Up instead of 7-Up, how shitty that soda would be. Mm-hmm. They knew 6 times in a row that they made enormous mistakes. And on that 7th one, they're like, we did it, boys.
Yeah.
Made by Apaches, I'm told.
Yeah, of course.
Look it up.
Did you ever play the game 7-Up when you were a kid?
I'll be honest, I've never heard of that game before.
The childhood game where
And the way you winked at me with your off-camera eye was concerning.
Well, yeah. When you put your head down.
Yeah, I got you. Yep.
And then everyone's really quiet and you're not allowed to cheat.
Yeah.
And then someone pushes your thumb down and then something happens.
A fart.
No. What was it? What happens when someone pushes your thumb down?
You punch the nearest person in the face, and that person loses. That was Punch Goose.
Well, that couldn't have been it because I played this in a
Punch
Catholic school.
Goose? Where'd you get
and
that
the
water
teacher
from?
was the teacher was in charge.
I got
of it.
sink water. How'd you get fancy bottled
Oh
water?
no, because I snuck out to my car and grabbed a bottle of water.
So it's just hot.
It's warm.
It's so hot.
But then I took some of your Sprite and put in there, so now it's warm.
It
Sprite.
wasn't. Was it Sprite?
No,
It's the worst name for soda, Sprite.
Sprite's poor.
It's a fine product. I hate the name. Do you remember Slice when we were kids?
Yeah.
Slice soda. It was like all the different flavors.
It was great.
Well, dig this, kitten lips. I hopped on the interwebs. I used my phone. I went to www.slice.com. When was the last time you went full www? It's fun. Anyway, you can still get their orange soda, but it's like $38 for, I believe, a 6-pack of soda.
What?
They're claiming that it's this very healthy soda, but it's like $6 a can, I think. Maybe it's a 12-pack. Either way, it's almost $40 for a container of Orange Slice.
So Orange Slice is not as good as Orange Crush. Orange Crush and Fanta. Remember Fanta?
It's amazing. Like, when was the last time you decided to have a strawberry soda? It doesn't happen.
No, I never tried to do it. Or
Oh, stop it.
I never tried to have a strawberry soda.
Seemed like a gentleman
But
dandy who enjoyed strawberry liquids.
If somebody offered me one,
Dandy.
they go, hey, you want some strawberry slice? Or some strawberry whatever? But you know what's better than strawberry is black cherry. All black cherry sodas, seltzers. If you ever have a high noon, black cherry flavored, for some reason everything flavored black cherry is good. It's better than other flavors, and I stand by that. Even better than your Orange Slice.
So yeah, Hooligans is going to do something weird.
Well, good for Hooligans.
We'll do a ladies' night, drink specials, the corner of 10th and Washington, Quincy, Illinois, 62301. So stop by there. We've got different summer drinks coming out, so something refreshing. Yeah, come by Hooligans. It really is a good time.
But seriously, have you traveled anywhere recently? When was the last time you've been on a plane?
January, end of January.
Where'd you go?
Orlando, Florida.
Really?
Yeah, there was a event for work. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like the coldest 4 days in like a 75-year history. So I left Quincy, and it was warmer up here at the end of January than it was in Orlando when I was down there. So
Okay.
And I hadn't been to like a huge conference in quite some time. I had forgotten how convention centers have just learned the art of assault. $6.50 for a bottle of water. That is never cold. I don't know what's up with those. I don't know. the machines. But I mean, it was $9 if you wanted a Coca-Cola, Dixie Champagne as they call it.
Where is this?
It was down at the convention center down there in Orlando.
That's how much they charge?
It's crazy expensive, dude.
Isn't that weird how different places you go, water or beverages just cost different amounts? It's kind of like you can go to a drinking fountain and get it for free. You can buy, okay, so if you go to a gas station right now, if you go to the nearest gas station and you buy one tall bottle of water in the refrigerator, it's going to cost you $3 or $4. But if you go 5 feet to the right and look at a case of 24 16-ounce bottles of water like this, it's gonna be $4.
Are you Are you a water snob? You have specific brands?
Like absolutely.
Are you
Absolutely.
a Fiji sucker?
I love Fiji.
It's so silly.
It's
so silly.
It tastes really good.
It's water, brother.
I know. It tastes really good though. But not all water is created.
When was the last time you drank out of a water fountain, and not one that was segregated?
Okay. Yeah, all the Jim Crow stuff was done way before me.
I just remember you bringing it like, let's bring it back, and I'm like, no, you can't say that.
No, there's a drinking fountain right outside the studio there.
Well, you should
you
let everybody
You have to
drink from
hold
it
it down for 10 seconds for all the brown crud to get through, to run through there, and all the dirt and crap and the rust and all of this stuff.
I hope there's someone from Flint, Michigan listening right now, just writing your name down.
So you don't know what bad water is?
They're going to give you the business.
Spoiled Quincy brat.
And not with words, but with bats.
Do you have a favorite water?
No, I don't. But you know what? No,
you don't care, do you?
There is one that I enjoy. If it's on sale, it's water, brother. That Core water is not too shabby.
What is it?
It's called Core water.
Core?
Yeah.
Never heard
Core
of it.
water. Oh, you've seen it. It's honestly it's too big for its own good. It's got like the blue. Who gives a shit?
No, listen.
Who cares?
This is a big deal. Water.
It's not.
You can go into the grocery store and you will have half an aisle dedicated to all different waters. There's waters that have pH balances of like 9+, so they're alkaline.
Yeah.
You've got, so this one is Ice Mountain. It's natural spring water. But you know, Quincy has some of the best water in the world. Have you heard of Hummel Spring in Liberty, Illinois?
I don't.
Best water. You don't care about this.
No, man.
You don't care about this.
It doesn't change anyone's day. Like if someone was to tune in and they're like, these two shitbirds are talking about water. I mean, I'm out.
Mike Scholl has already stopped listening.
He's not. He's got nothing better to do. What is this? Oh.
No, I just wanted to kind of touch bases. Like,
there's a couple things here. So this played out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyone can go onto the Yahoos or whatever, and that who cares? I hope he goes away forever.
No, do you think the reason why I'm bringing up the airplane stuff is I just think there's been massive changes in the airline industry. I think that
What gave you that indication?
because I've seen all of the friggin' pictures of how nice things were.
Lobster buffets.
You could smoke on the plane.
When Juan Tripp decided to make, wasn't it? Did he do Pan Am? I mean, in the birth of like, okay, we're gonna make this travel the most just sophisticated and fancy.
I thought that was Howard Hughes.
Well, I think Juan Tripp is the one that like really challenged Mr. Hughes, Mr.
Oh, really?
Mr. Piss and Jars.
Not cut your fingernails.
That's his maiden name, Piss and Jars.
Disgusting.
It's a Dutch name.
It's so disgusting.
Oh, he actually did that? What a coincidence
Howard
that was
Hughes?
his last name.
That guy was a psychopath. Did you ever see Leo DiCaprio's character in that? It wasn't The Navigator.
The Aviator.
The Aviator.
Aviator, yeah.
That was a great movie.
It was fun. It was fun.
fun.
I mean, who
You
cares?
can watch it once. You don't watch it twice.
Nah, I mean, what?
So maybe it's not great.
I
if
would
you
love
only
to
watch
know,
it once.
When you mention movies, when do you like the first airline that said we're going to show these people a movie on this coast to coast flight? Like, I mean, I think the first person that said let's let them smoke is just an animal. Like whoever convinced everyone that, well, hell, if you sit them in the back, you're fine. They're separated by an invisible airway.
Right.
So I mean, I wonder if there was a system that just sucked things to the back.
No,
I highly doubt it.
I'm not really sure, but I look at all of the pictures of how air travel was back in the 70s,
It's awesome.
the 60s, the 70s.
Dressed up.
People look amazing. They actually had something called a stewardess. And it was like,
Why'd you say it that way?
because I'm going to say that a stewardess is a female job.
Oh,
I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. Now, don't ask me about my experience on Southwest Airlines a month and a half ago when I went to San Diego.
I won't.
It was terrible.
We can move right past that.
There was no stewardesses. There were no stewardesses.
Was it self-checkout kiosks?
No, it was like very large men that called themselves flight attendants.
Yeah.
And they couldn't walk very well. They were rude. They're obnoxious. I'm never flying Southwest ever again.
Were you on the Ed DeBevick airline?
I might as well have been.
If you don't know what Ed DeBevick is, that
do.
joke will make no sense. Yeah.
No, yeah. Ed Bevick's is the restaurant where they make fun of you constantly and they berate you and tell you if you order a cheeseburger, they go, yeah, you want a cheeseburger? Yeah, that's great. Stupid. Get the chicken sandwich.
That's dumb. Yeah, I don't know. Like when Spirit Airlines came out, they were like the Nickelback of air travel, and I how did Nickelback get pooped on so much?
Nickelback is...
What happened there? What was the tipping point where the world turned on Nickelback?
Because they were too good and they sounded too manufactured, and their chord progressions were too perfect, and their songwriting was way too good, and everybody was like, F these people. Like, Nickelback sucks. Because Nickelback was too... Like I said, it has that manufactured pop sound where every song that they had to hit. Do you know how many hits Nickelback has?
Over 1,000.
Over 1,000.
Yeah.
Over 1,000 hits. They have more hits than Mariah Carey. And Mariah Carey is another one of those weird, strange, manufactured sounds.
More hits than Rihanna.
More hits than Rihanna. Rihanna, same thing. Overproduced, super babe from the Bahamas.
More hits than Chris Brown.
It's like when Ike and Tina Turner, when that old Jim Carrey joke, when Jim Carrey goes, hey, hit me again, Ike, but this time put some stank on it.
Stank on it, yeah. We shouldn't.
This is how we get ourselves. Bob's gonna have us another talking to. He's gonna tell us again one more time, guys, and you guys are done. If you did that one more time, he's gonna say, hey, Frank, you know those last 3 things you said on the last pod? You've already said one of them. Strike one.
That's gutter water. Out of gutters, rainwater. The thing that I remember flying my very first time, and it was nothing like it is today. Like you show up today, and it people just as comfortable as they can be, and I think it happened a lot more. But with the time that we live in, with everyone having a camera now, everyone sees the freakouts on planes. But I think this happened a ton back in the day. And I think it's more accessible now that, instantaneous information. You can do that live now, and it's already all over the world in a matter of milliseconds. So I think people still freaked out back in the day on planes.
They had, but also they cram you in like sardines. And
now?
They don't, and so without talking, also people looked differently back then. I'm going to tell you right now. They looked differently. They dressed differently. I'm going to get in big trouble for this one. But
don't say it then.
I'm going to say it because this is strike 2 for me. As long as I don't go to strike 3, Bob will be okay if I don't go to strike 3. But okay. But I will tell you this though, the big thing is that's exactly what I'm talking about. People were completely.
Picture of Frankie.
Yeah, that is me. Looks exactly like me.
Thank you.
Except I have bigger lips.
Oh God.
But no, it's
they're plush.
It took me 47 years to grow into these lips. Are you kidding me?
Do you put the suction things on them?
Not anymore.
You used to?
To make them bigger.
Lip exercises?
Yeah.
Show me.
It's on my nightstand.
Show Daddy.
I'll show you. Come over to my house right after this pod.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
I learned my lesson.
No,
Walk
but
downstairs, tripod set up.
Do you like flying?
I used to. Hate it now. So when you used to fly, like it was like they would just throw peanuts at you like you were on Bourbon Street. Like instead of beads, it was just bags of honey roasted peanuts, and they'd hand you sodas. And if you were lucky enough, you'd get that one stewardess that would just serve you no matter what. She didn't care. So you could get half-ass hammered before you were 21.
Yeah.
That was nice. Now though, it's night and day. I mean, it is just you could like pre 9/11. I mean, you could skip through with like a gardening hoe. You could bring a compound bow on board. There was really no laws.
Now they grope old women.
I pay extra for it.
Yeah, they grope them. They grope them. They like it. Have we ever talked about the TSA and how like ridiculous it is?
Why?
And how they still make you take off your shoes for no good reason? There's no reason to take off your shoes.
What would be the setting where you and I sat down and just randomly talked about the TSA?
I don't know. I feel like we have many times.
It's like that Mandela effect. Like you think it happened. My buddy Jason and I were just talking about that. Do you remember the movie that Sinbad was in where he was a genie?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't though. That's not a real movie.
Not?
Right?
Sinbad?
As a genie. It's called like the Mandela effect or something like that. I don't know. He kind of got me down this little rabbit hole, and like you and I both remember the cassette, the VHS cassette on the little shelf there at like Freeze Video or Blockbuster. Or
Okay.
It never happened.
What do you mean?
That movie, Sinbad was never a genie. But if you ask anyone from like our era, they'll all tell you, "Oh, absolutely, I remember that movie." It can't be found.
Wait a minute.
Can't be found.
Okay.
It's odd. It blew my mind a little bit. I was like, I could have swore I remember that.
Sinbad
movie.
is not like a super famous person.
He was huge back in the day.
He was, but he's not. He's mostly not a. I guess he is a household name. Yeah, for me and you.
For me, yeah, exactly.
Dude, you and I know the most random culture stuff. Like you go back to like the 60s, 70s through the present. You and I still know all the stuff because we're Gen X. Gen X is the perfect bridge between the old and the new. We're not young. We're not old. We're Gen X, baby. We're exennials.
There's I accept the fact that we are getting older, and I listen. I've got 3 teenage boys, so the vernacular that they use now, it's the same as what we hit our parents with the bomb, and for some reason that thing "not" was big back in the day, which is just the worst little
what?
Oh, you're funny, not. It's just it hurts to say out loud. It's so cringy.
Right.
But like they called rumors or like gossip the tea. Have you heard that? Like,
No.
tell me the tea.
No.
So when like,
You talking about boomers talk like that?
no. What's the generation, the
After
kids
us?
now? I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, after us is Y. It's millennials. Then after that are the Zoomers, and those are the 30-year-olds. The Zoomers are the 20 and 30-year-olds that are super pissed off that they can't buy a house.
I'm assuming that's the group
And then
that says that.
after the Zoomers are your kids are
In their
Zoomers.
40s. Oh,
No, your kids are Zoomers.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, my kids are Alpha.
So Generation Z? Are they just going with
Gen Z.
Zoomers?
No, they're Gen Z.
Okay. Well, that's all right.
And then
So
my
what's
kids,
next? Like,
Generation Alpha.
we're just going to start over again.
No, I'm telling you, like between 2003 and just last year is Gen Alpha. Gen Beta started last year or the year before. I'm dead serious. Gen Beta. We're in Gen Beta. But you and I, you were born in 78?
That's right.
Yeah, you're an exennial.
No, you're not.
So, no, you are.
Oh, no, that makes sense.
You're an exennial.
Did you ever hear your parents bitch about the price of things when you were growing up?
Yeah.
Like, what was like now that we're in that rule, but like, what was the one thing that they always bitched about price-wise?
Groceries. Groceries.
Okay.
Milk, bread, eggs, our toys. Oh, Jordans.
But hold on.
When I wanted a pair of Air Jordans, which, by the way, when I was in the 80s, back in 88, 89, 90, a pair of Jordans were $120. Still. They're still $120. If you go to Hibbert's or you go somewhere around town to look for a pair of Jordans, they're $120. They might even be $150. But Jordans...
I've never owned a pair of Jordans.
Really?
Never.
I did only because I cut a lot of grass. I did a lot of chores around the house, so my parents would give me an allowance to go buy Jordans.
You spend it on Jordans?
And baseball cards.
Oof. Boy, what a waste of time, huh?
And skateboard parts.
Bearings,
And
bushings,
Powell Swift's bearings.
Who was your guy? You a Tony Hawk fellow?
I liked Tony Hawks, but every time I did acid drops...
You call him Tony Hawks with the plural?
We called them Hawks.
Hawks. Why would you call him that? That's not his name. Is
Tony
there
Hawk.
two of them?
Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk. Why'd you say Hawks?
Hawk boards.
Who?
Hawk boards is what we call them.
That's fine, but you put an S at the
I
end.
don't know why I
Is there
did
two?
that.
Is there two Tonys?
No, there's only one Tony Hawk. But you know what Tony Hawk boards used to break? if you do an acid drop off a car, that board's going to break. But if you buy a Natasca Pass board from Santa Monica Airlines, those won't break.
Yeah, I know. I was telling you about that earlier.
You were. I'm only repeating. I'm only regurgitating the things that you say.
I was too low to the ground for skateboards.
Well, you always say that you were the fat kid that didn't do stuff.
Over 450 pounds at age 8.
You can't. A Tony Hawk would break. A Tony Hawk board would break if you were on that board.
What do you think? How many calories a day do you need to maintain a 4? Like, what's that show? The Sisters, 1,000-pound sisters.
Okay. Are they actually 1,000 pounds?
I think at one time they were. I believe that they've lost it all. Not all of it. You know what I mean? But like,
really,
they're down hundreds and hundreds of pounds.
It's part of the fact that they're using so many calories, or I'm sorry, they're consuming so many calories. But the biggest thing is they're not burning any calories. That's the biggest thing.
No exhaust.
No.
I see what you mean.
So like let's say that they consume 4,000, 5,000 calories a day. They're going to burn like 1,500.
Those are rookie numbers. If you're hitting 6 to 7 bills, I have to assume 15,000 calories a day. 7 bills.
Yeah, but it's mostly about like they don't do anything to burn anything. So they're always at a surplus at the end of the day. When they go to bed at night, their body has all of the stored energy. There's nowhere to put it, so it just stores as adipose tissue.
Imagine getting winded flying a kite.
They get winded. No, that's literally the reason why you would want the COVID jab. Is if you can't run up and down your stairs in your house, you probably need the COVID jab. If you can't run around the block.
How many eggs can you eat? One sitting.
I don't like eggs, but I force myself to eat eggs. Like I'll eat like 4 or 5 scrambled eggs.
Like what kind of faces do you make when you're eating eggs?
Like I need bacon and toast and butter and some kind of distraction to like get them down.
You don't eat the Hardee's bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit?
I love those. I love those.
So the contradiction is if you smash it between bacon and cheese and a delicious buttery biscuit.
That's how you get it down the gullet.
The egg is doable at that point.
100%.
But you couldn't sit down and just murder 6 scrambled eggs.
I would just suffer through it.
So I'd love to see that. Like I don't know why, but I'd love just to watch you just hammer back 6 eggs and the whole time being upset about it.
I would be upset about it.
Could you do a cartwheel?
I'll rip out a hammy. I'll rip my groin out if I did it right now.
What are you using the hammy and the groin for?
To do a cartwheel?
Isn't it mostly just, arm strength?
No.
You know what I mean? I'm not talking about a handspring.
No, a cartwheel? Oh, I'll rip my damn groin out doing a cartwheel right now.
What's the point of eating egg whites? That is the most tasteless food. That's
because they're high in albumin.
Who's that now?
It's an egg protein.
You keep that out of my water, sir. It's not my president.
Do you like eggs?
I do like an egg, yeah. I can't do the Rocky thing. Like as a kid watching Rocky, I'll never, like, when it would be like Sunday night television on NBC, and like you'd like, oh my God, Rocky's on, you'd hear that music, and then like you'd run to the kitchen, you'd crack an egg, and you'd just go to down it, and every time I'd throw up everywhere.
They say hi to the goldfish. Say hi to the goldfish, hey.
Remember the name of his,
hey goldfish.
Remember the name of his turtles?
Oh, Turtles. That's
Turtles. Yeah.
It was Turtles.
You remember the names?
No.
It was Cuff and Link.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so that's Rocky 1.
Yeah, the worst one.
Rocky 1 is when he's in that old crappy New York City, like what is it, the Bronx or Brooklyn? Like where?
I don't know.
Somewhere. So or no, Philadelphia.
So yeah, you're right. Yeah, Philly. Come on.
Downtown
Yeah,
Philly.
He climbed the steps.
Downtown Philly.
Yeah.
No, in Rocky 1, where he does that, and that it's essentially his apartment is an efficiency because everything is in one. He sleeps in his kitchen because the bed is right there in the kitchen.
It's like a Murphy bed, isn't it?
It's just a horrible, terrible, ill-lit.
Almost $8 a month. Who could afford that?
Yeah, like Adrian doesn't want to come over.
Isn't he like a loan collector for the mob?
Yeah.
In the first one.
Yeah.
And I think he has like a T-bird at one point, or like a Firebird or some shit like that. Is like one of his, and then like Paulie, I can't. I won't take over payments. Blah blah blah. And then he dates that slow girl.
Adrian,
thank you. I forgot to remember her name.
She's not slow, but she had those pointy glasses.
That had nothing to do with
that he had
my
to take
about.
off. She worked at a pet store.
She was Willa Maston.
No, that was Paulie's sister.
I know it was. And boy, I tell you, I don't know who wrote the script. It was Sylvester Stallone wrote it. Yeah. But like, who hurt him that he just had Paulie just beating the brakes off his sister in a couple scenes, and you're like, There's no reason for that.
Oh, when Paulie starts hitting her?
Yeah, he gets all. Paulie's always got that, like a quart of liquor. Like, I never know what he's drinking, but he's just always got a quart of liquor.
Hey, he's an alcoholic.
Like, yeah, I guess so.
Paulie was an alcoholic.
If you wake up in the morning and
He's self-corrected by Rocky IV.
Did he?
He self-corrected. Yeah, he self-corrected. He got much, much better.
He got that handy from that robot.
He got
Remember that? Well, I'd never want a robot to give me
Paulie's birthday. Yeah, Paulie gets a robot.
That was 4.
From Rocky. Rocky IV.
Yeah. And then Rocky V came along, and I don't know. Like,
Rocky V was terrible.
It wasn't great. I guess 1 is better than 5.
1 is better than 5.
Yeah. I think it has to go like 3 was awesome. I think 3, 4, 2, 1, 5.
Okay, wait, no, so tell me again.
I love the Clubber Lang one. Like, he looked at Mickey and he's like, oh, that dude's got emphysema. I'm going to punch the shit out of that. And he slugged him. And that was the end of Mick.
Yeah, Clubber Lang, Mr. T.
Yeah.
Pushed Mickey. Mickey died.
Lightning that ate Thunder Rock.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, he nailed it. Hey, he always had the little skull cap on.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It was very specific.
What's the best Rocky? You say...
I think 3 is awesome. I love 3 because he loses. You know, he was going to lose in the first one. That was evident. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're thinking, oh, there's no. I mean, Clubber Lang talked about his slow wife and how he's going to take her home and they're going to do coloring books together. And then he slugged Mickey and he's like, all right, I got cocky. Rocky got cocky.
Yeah.
Then they had a bukkake, but he got real careful with. He got too complacent as the rich guy, and he forgot his roots of being a tough boxer. And Clubber Lang just, I mean, that's why Rocky always looks like he has Bell's palsy, is because of what Clubber Lang did to him.
I think it's interesting how, isn't that did Apollo train Rocky? Apollo trained Rocky in Rocky III, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Then he got sickle cell.
No, he didn't. He did not get sickle cell. You're saying that 3 is the best, then 2?
I don't know. 4 is pretty fun too.
4 is. I'm going to say 4 is the best.
I think 4 is the best. Then 3. You're right.
Then 3.
4, 3.
Then 2.
2.
Then 1.
1, 5.
Then there's Rocky Balboa.
I don't know. It doesn't go past that. It doesn't go past that.
No. First of all, pull Rocky V out. Let's pretend that didn't even happen.
You have to though.
And then put Rocky Balboa. No,
That's like saying, forget about the Nina. Let's just talk about the Penta and the Santa Maria. You got to have all of them.
That's true.
You can't just rip things out from history.
Of course, people only remember the Santa Maria because that's the ship that Columbus was on.
It had 2 bathrooms. Huge.
2 bathrooms.
Yeah.
And most people died on that ship.
Wi-Fi.
Right. But I don't know. Did your parents complain about prices? About anything?
Price of cars. I remember hearing that.
Price of cars? Mm-hmm. What was the problem?
It's just, I don't know. I was young. I didn't understand what cars cost back then.
Did you guys have any cars where, and maybe we've talked about this before.
I think we did. Yeah, I think we did.
No, but,
El Camino.
Yeah, but did you ever have any cars where you could rest in the back of the car on a long trip?
No. I mean, you're talking like a conversion van.
No, I'm talking about like a Chevy Caprice Classic. Where it's got
the station wagon?
No, just like regular coupe where you have to push the seats forward. You climb it. It's got the massive back seat, and the back window had about a 1.5 to 2 feet of space where you could just like lay down. The speakers were up there.
It was a fart button.
I know it was.
That was no good. I don't know. We didn't have that, I guess. No, I just remember like being kids. The Ford Windstar came out, and like my mom really wanted that Ford Windstar.
That was a minivan, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But they were crazy expensive back then. But now you look back and it's like, oh, a new car was like $6,900.
What do you think is too much to pay for the average person, like average, like middle class person? What price tag in your mind do you see that is just a damn shame? Like, yes, you can afford it, I guess, maybe, but it's so stupid and so ridiculous that you think of this number in your head. You're like, I'm going to pay how much per month for 6 years? What?
That's crazy. No.
Do you have a number in your head?
You spend so little. I don't know. I spend a lot of time in a vehicle. I think. I don't know. I buy used, man. Like it's.
No, I know.
You spend like 5% of your life in your car for the most part, outside of work. I suppose.
So, I recently bought a vehicle that I considered to be.
Is it a Renault?
No, it's a Ford Expedition.
You went big in.
Well,
they don't even make those anymore, do they?
yeah, they do. You're
You wouldn't
thinking of
do?
Excursions. The Ford Excursion, I don't think is made anymore.
Yeah.
But okay, I'll just tell you right now. I think anything past $40,000 for a vehicle is generally speaking such a huge number that even if you had $40,000 cash to lay down, I mean, you know that you could buy a used vehicle anywhere in town for $40,000. There's $40,000 vehicles everywhere.
I think
You
that's
can go.
high.
It's extremely high.
I mean, I think that's friggin' high,
A
man.
used Ford Expedition.
How many miles we talking? We talking the Trailblazer package?
40,000 miles.
What are you putting in that gas-wise? You going high octane?
No, you don't need to.
Cheap ethanol?
You don't want to put high
Boy,
octane.
that thing's gonna ping.
I don't
an
think
engine
you.
joke.
I don't think you want to put high octane.
I don't know. I don't know
It
shit
knows.
about this. It's
No, you
what'd
don't.
you pay for it? Hit me with it.
50.
You just went over what you said
I
was
know.
the barrier.
I know.
Well, you,
I think 40 is outrageous. The
Yeah,
idea that
you-
I paid 50 for it. Now, I mean, I'm planning on having this vehicle for the next 15 years. All my kids are going to be out of high school, into college, and I'm going to buy my used Porsche 911 because that's my dream car. And I've always wanted that car. This is what I did. I looked at these like $35,000 SUVs, and I was talking to my wife, and she's like, well, what are your goals? And I said, I want to have this vehicle until the kids are out of school. And she goes, if you spend $35,000 on like an Acadia and that might be like really offensive. If anybody likes the GMC Acadia, that maybe that's going to outlive my Expedition. Maybe, I don't even know.
my grandfather was an Acadia, sir.
Which, oh, God, I feel
Connecticut Acadia.
I feel so bad about that.
No, you don't.
No, I think prices in general are outrageous. I can't even believe that when I hear about the prices of, if you go to Home Depot, you try to buy one 2x4, it's like $9.
Who buys one 2x4?
I mean, nobody does. That's why it's so outrageous that they're like $7, $8, $9. It depends on if it's like a Douglas fir or.
Rachel,
or
I'll be back. I need one 2x4, and you
Honey.
storm out. Yeah.
I'm going out for one 2x4.
Yeah. Get that preserve out. I want flavorful bread tonight. I only allow PT Cruisers or Sebreens in my driveway.
Ooh.
I never owned a PT Cruiser.
Never
that's
cared
a
for Chrysler
them.
product, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
The Sebrings those are actually
I think it's also
convertibles,
Chrysler.
right?
I don't know. It was the two most shittiest sounded names of cars I could think of at the moment.
No, dude, people who it's really
Overpaid
hard.
teachers
It's
own a lot of them.
Overpaid teachers do.
Yeah.
But you know what? Good luck finding a PT Cruiser on the road right now. You won't find any.
No, they're in museums.
They're in museums or they're in Mexico. Because we give all of our cars to Mexico.
Listen, I can't.
That's what we do.
I was told to not do these.
You've been neutered.
I'm not neutered. I know that. Listen, Bob cries a lot, like a lot. Sometimes I'm worried he's dehydrated.
Only in front of you and Brittany and Ashley, though. He doesn't
Yeah.
cry in front of me.
Yeah, he does say weird things to me when he cries too. Like,
He's not.
will you adopt me? And I'm like, what?
It's like, no. Like,
No, Bob.
You're
in your 70s.
No, yeah. You need. You need to adopt me.
Yeah, I can't afford your insurance.
No.
Things like that. I'm
Well-
not going to pay
well-
for your gas, Bob.
Well, you're not paying for it. Well, yeah, we are paying for his insurance, Medicare.
Is he on it? He seems.
You said he was 70.
Is he that old, really?
No.
That's crazy. Why would
No,
you say
he's
things like that?
no,
He's your boss.
He's a young lad.
How old is he, you think? How old do you think Bob is?
I'm 48. I think he's 50.
How much can he bench press?
51, probably 250 pounds. He's strong.
How do you know that?
Because
What feat of strength have you seen him do? How far could he throw a mini fridge, distance-wise, in yards?
I don't know. I just imagine he's strong. Maybe not. I think David Adam is strong.
But crazy
Is he
strong.
gone?
Yeah, I've seen him open a Campbell's
Oh
soup
my
can
God,
with
they
just his
left.
fingers.
They
He
left.
he took it and he ripped the can of chicken noodle soup and then drank out of it.
Do you know why Bob and David always leave during our podcasts? Because they can't. It's too much. It's too much.
Hell, I don't want to be here. I don't blame him. You know what I mean?
What do you got going on?
Hit me with it.
What do you got going on generally this week? What's your schedule like?
We got some, work. Of course, it's a Monday through Friday. That's what you do. City pool tournament is is this weekend. So I've got a couple teams out of the Hooligan Tavern, the best damn corner bar in the state here in town at 10th and Washington. They start Friday.
Do any of the pool games occur at Hooligans?
Yeah, no, very, very busy pool table. It's one of the better ones in town. I think I don't know. We do a lot of games. It averages around like 45 to 50 games a day. So it's a good chunk.
45 to 50.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot.
Okay, that's a lot. When does that start?
I mean, it just depends on the day. Could start time we open to the time we close. It could run all damn day.
Does the pool tournament? I mean, is it everywhere? Is it over at Rack Daddy?
It's over at Starlight, I think, is where they do it every year, above Casino.
Okay, but are there different locations?
No, not for the city thingamajigger. I mean, there's other bars that have teams, and all the teams that shoot out of those bars get together for the yearly city tournament.
Okay, but you're saying that, but none of those games are played at your bar.
No, not the city tournament. It's all done. I feel like I'm saying it 3 times.
No, but I'm confused. You said there's something going on at Hooligans, and I don't know if
you asked me. You said what's going on this week, and I said, you know what? Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Have you seen the price of eggs? What about the price of eggs? Well, he's
what's going on with eggs?
One of the worst comedians, stand-up wise, is Jerry Seinfeld. Get through an hour special of his. It is laugh-free. But what he did with the Seinfeld series is fantastic. One of my favorite shows. But it is unwatchable. And I know he listens. I don't care. I don't care.
Well, there is something to be said about clean comics, but I don't think he's not in the top 10 of clean comics anymore. He was.
Have you ever tried to listen?
I've definitely listened. I know exactly what you're saying. It's all the same shtick all the time, and he doesn't deviate from his shtick, which is, hey, how about French fries? Why do they call French fries? I mean, it's like, okay, this is getting old. But I mean, there are some really, really good clean comics out there. But Jerry Seinfeld, to your point, is not one of them.
It's poop.
He's not very good. Do you have a favorite comic?
Yeah, I think all time it's got to be Chappelle. Yeah.
Do you think he's the GOAT?
I truly do.
You really do?
There's certain things in sports that there's always a debate, and they're all fun, fair debates. But when it comes to comics, I think start to finish, I don't think it gets any better than Mr. Chappelle. Mind you, yes, he's walking on the road that other people have paved. I get it. But when it comes to just pure thought delivery and the ability to just grab a crowd, I don't think it gets much better than Chappelle.
I think his method of delivery is absolutely the best.
So good.
And I think his content, the way he arrives at the punchline, is incredible. And it's always throwing you a curveball.
Yeah,
you never know what Chappelle's going to do. But even like his SNL monologues are riveting. Even if he's saying something that you don't like. It's like back when Trump got elected and Chappelle goes, let's give him a chance. But then in all of his latter comedy sketches, he's like, yeah, we gave him a chance. Now we're done with this guy. But Chappelle, we tried. But all right, buddy. We're going to be on again in 2 weeks.
That's what I'm told.
Let's. If I didn't, I can't wait for this. This is going to be so nasty. Hold on, I'm going to get all the sweat off my hands. No, we should just do this. We're not going to do it, are we?
Touch it.
It's going to be so disgusting.
Look how wet and limp that is. Grab it. Isn't that moist?
It is moist.
I know. Touch it again.
Yeah, we're good.
The other side.
Okay. There
That's right.
Oh, no! Oh!
See ya,
So
weirdo.
2 weeks. See ya.
Yeah.